Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 134 of the regular season. Astros win 6-3 over the San Diego Padres. And finally, after, I believe, 22 or 23 consecutive scoreless innings, finally get on the board, which seems like a miracle at this point. Before I get on to the game, I'm going to drop a lot of heavy stuff that is very sad, and I'm sorry, but I need to get it off my chest and put it out there. So, I think the past 2.5 weeks, the past 2.5 weeks, my videos have been really lacking in quality. They've gone downhill extremely. I've stumbled over mistakes. I've been completely uncoordinated. I haven't analyzed anything. I've just basically recapped. They've been very discombobulated, and there's no other way to put it. My heart hasn't really been in them. They've been elsewhere. So a couple Mondays ago, my mom was admitted to the hospital for simple back pain, and went downhill quick. Then started to look back up, and it was really looking optimistic. And something like that, when you hear something slightly optimistic, you buy into it fully. Wednesday night, we heard there was it was so personal, an issue that was not good. And Thursday, around 12, I got the worst and hardest news of my life, which was she had passed on. And it's been an indescribable 40 hours where I don't know how else to put it other than it's been earth-shattering and heartbreaking. It's been crazy. I was incredibly I was as close to her as you could be to anybody, you know? She was always there. They say a mother's love there's nothing like it, and it's true. It's true. You could tell her anything and just go with it. She was one of the driving forces that got me into sports when I was younger, and she's been one of them as I've gotten older. I could tell her anything about sports. I could just start spouting about anything, about football, about hockey, about baseball, and she'd listen intently. And that was something incredible, you know? It's been rough. And this is completely discombobulated and just me just flapping on about nothing. But I wanted to get that out there about why I think it's been rough the past few weeks. I don't know over the next week or so that I'm going to be able to do every game. There might be nights where I just have to take a night off. And I'm sorry about that. But it's unavoidable. But I will not, if I take a night off, if I take 2 nights off, it's when I come back. I swear it's never going to be an if. Because I love doing this. I love talking about these games. This is my passion. And my mom always encouraged me to do this. She was there from the beginning of it. And she was so happy that I wanted to follow my dream and do sports and follow and talk about them. So this channel is always going to be here. It's always going to be a connection. And I wanted to get that out of the way. Sorry that I spewed for, 4 minutes, and then I seem very fidgety, but I had to get that out there. And if I can ask for anything, I just ask for prayers for me, my family, and all the friends that love her so dearly. So, that horrifyingly sad news out of the way, on to the actual game, which started with a little bit of weird scoring. Machado singles made it 1-0 infield single that just barely beat out the outstretched arm of Yuli Gurriel. I mean, Yuli full extension there, nothing you could really do about it. Made it 1-0, and I was just sitting there kind of thinking to myself, oh boy, it's going to be another one of those games, isn't it? Because through the first couple of innings, Jose Urquidy looks really solid, and I thought overall he had a really nice night. But, however, 4th inning, finally, Carlos Correa absolutely unloads. I believe I saw 429. It was just an absolute nuke of a bomb by Carlos Correa. I mean, it was... he got a hold of that, and the second he hit it, you knew it was gone, and you just were like, finally, the drought is over. We have runs. It's been forever since we've scored. I believe it was 22 innings between runs scored for the Astros. It was too long. It was too long, point blank. He got on the board, 3-0 Astros at that point. In the 5th inning, double by Tommy Pham would make it a 3-2 game. And then in the 6th, an Austin Nola single would tie it up at 3. And then you start to panic a little bit again because you're going, oh boy, it's going to... We can't blow this, right? Like, we can't finally score runs and then blow this. But Mr. Kyle Tucker in the 8th inning with a 2-run shot makes it a 5-3 game. And then Jake Myers with a weird little bloop, check single thing deflected by Hosmer. It was weird. Made it a 6-3 ball game. Scoring Jose Siri, who made his MLB debut tonight as a pinch runner and scored a run, so that's a positive. I don't know how many times that's happened where your MLB debut is as a pinch runner and then you would score that run, but he can say that, so that was neat. Didn't get to see him hit or anything, but he scored a run, so that was a positive. Take the positive. Take what you can get, right? Take whatever you can get. So pitching tonight, Jose Urquidy makes his triumphant return, and he was really good. 4 1/3, gave up a pair of runs, walked a guy, got 4 strikeouts. That's not too shabby. I mean, I can't remember. When was the last time he pitched? I want to say like June was the last time he's been on the bump. Maybe it was July. But it's been a long while. So the fact that he didn't implode, especially against a team like the Padres who are incredibly solid. You know, this is a team that if they hadn't had Tatis be injured for, gosh, it was a couple weeks there, they'd probably still be in the driver's seat for the wild card instead of trying to catch up with the Reds. Like, this is not a shabby team by any means. They have so much talent. So 4 1/3, 2 runs. I'm not going to complain about that. Yimi Garcia finished off Urquidy's inning in the 5th, got 2/3. Nothing of note, no strikeouts, just a couple of, ball and play outs. Is that? Yeah, that's how you say that. Brooks Raley came in, another Brooks Raley appearance. Yay, 1/3. Gave up a walk, gave up a hit, got a strikeout, would end up giving up a run. Phil Maton came in. He was okay, 2/3, gave up a hit, got a strikeout. Not too shabby. The run was charged for Raley. Kendall Graveman came in and looked... there's no other way to put it, completely out of control. 3 walks is bad. I don't know what to think with Kendall Graveman. I'm hoping that the past few days, or the few games, have just been just some slight tweak that went wrong and that he can hopefully iron it out. That's how I'm going to look at it. You could, if you want to be the negative person, you could take that and say, look at his career numbers. He's really never been good. This could be written off to a hot start. I'm more inclined to hope and think that it might just be a slight mechanics issue that just started up relatively recently. But we're going to have to wait and see on that. Again, 2/3, 3 walks. Didn't end up giving up a run because Blake Taylor came in. He got super pumped up. Strikeout with the bases loaded. That was massive by Blake Taylor. That's funny. Blake Taylor would pitch 1/3 of an inning and get the win for the game. I don't know that I've ever seen that. That is really funny. Ryan Stennett came in. He looked solid in his inning of work. Didn't give up any base runners. Didn't get any strikeouts, but I'll take it. And Ryan Presley did give up a walk, but gets out of it cleanly. No runs given up. Pretty solid night overall. Only 3 runs to this offense. I'm going to take that every day of the week. And we had a hit by the pitcher, Jose Urquidy. I can't forget that. That segues into the offense. Jose Urquidy had a hit tonight. I kind of lost my mind. And then for a moment, I was like, the first base runner we have is the pitcher. We haven't scored a run in like 1,000 innings. This is frightening. Jose Altuve, I love Jose Altuve, and don't take this as slander. He has been MIA basically since the start of August. 0 for 5 tonight. It's been a rough go of it for Jose Altuve. Brantley had a hit. Bregman had a hit. Tucker had a pair of them. A pair of RBIs as well. He also threw a walk in there. Kyle Tucker's so freaking good, man. It's unbelievable. Yuli had a hit. Correa had the 3-run shot. And other than that, Alvarez had a hit in a pinch hit appearance. So that's a positive. Once you start looking towards like the pitchers, it just becomes a freaking wall that is basically indistinguishable. But Jose Urquidy, man, first major league hit. That's pretty cool. That was the most excited I've been for the Astros in a solid 2 games was when Urquidy got a hit. And then I kind of was like, oh, that's kind of sad. That was the highlight of the past 3 games. But the Astros get a win. And thank you, Toronto, because yay old Blue Jays entering, I believe, the 8th inning down 8-2 against the Oakland Athletics. Massive comeback ended with a Marcus Semien walk-off home run in, I believe, the 11th inning. So that was massive for the Astros in the division. I want to make sure I'm... was that the 11th, or am I ridiculous? It was the 9th, I'm sorry. A 6-run 8th inning and a 3-run 9th inning. My goodness gracious, what a comeback for Toronto. That is unreal. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. But man, oh man, Toronto, they are going to be good really soon. And they're not just going to be good, they're going to be fun. They are a fun bunch of guys to watch that just absolutely love the game. Right now, maybe it's because Springer's there also, but they remind me of the 2015 through like 2017 Astros. Like when they were still a very, very good team, right now, but not like the total juggernaut that they'd become from 2018 to 19 to 20 to, now, where they're, on pace to win, 100 games basically every year. Like right before then, when they were just starting to become fun and the chemistry was brewing, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a really good team. Really, that's what I see with the Blue Jays. Like they just have so much fun with the game. Everyone on that roster has fun, and that's slight tangent. The Blue Jays have a chance to like really help baseball, just with how much fun they have and just their pure passion for the game. Because when you watch guys like that are just that happy to play the game, you get happy. It's a smile and way of the game that is just so contagious. It spreads to everyone. And I have a friend of mine who, hasn't really been into sports. He hasn't watched really anything, and he's recently starting to watch the Blue Jays. He's from Toronto, and that's just my thing. It's like they're playing such a fun brand of baseball right now that it's spreading to people outside the game, and that is magnificent for the sport of baseball. Slight tangent over. So, tomorrow, we face up against old Astro, Joe Musgrove. He's having himself a pretty nice season. That is at 8:40 p.m. They sent out Joe Musgrove. We sent out Framber Valdez. 2 great pitchers who, ironically, both wear 59, and both wore 59 with the Astros. Well, one still does. So that'll be a pretty interesting game. Hopefully the Astros can take a second game of the series and get a series under their belt since the Seattle nightmare. Anyway, I'll be here after that. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Stros.